Grief is one of those emotions we as humans spend our whole lives trying to avoid, to suppress, or to numb. But the truth is, grief is inevitable in our lives. It's the price we have to pay for love, for connection, for caring about people, for caring about our dreams, or moments that just overall matter to us. And the biggest mistake that we make is believing that grief is something that we need to fix or get over as ASAP, right? But it's not. Grief is something that you move through. It's more so a portal for you and not a prison that you're stuck in. Grief shows up when something or someone is taken from you, right? It's tearing, it's that tearing of attachment, the ache of absence, and it can feel unbearable to you because it touches every layer of your being, your body, your nervous system, your heart, your soul. But the truth about grief is that it is not a weakness when that happens, right? It's not a weakness when you feel that way. It's more so a sign of deep love that was there, of deep attachment that was there, of having truly lived and felt it. So people who have never loved will never grieve. The reason grief feels so heavy is because it's not just emotional, it's physiological. When you experience loss, your nervous system is shocked, your hormones change, your brain literally rewires because the person or thing that you anchored yourself to is no longer there. So when you're grieving, you're not broken in that moment. You're not weak in that moment. You're just recalibrating to a new reality without that person or that thing. But here's where people get stuck. They resist grief. They bottle it up. They distract themselves, or they just overall rush to bypass it with toxic positivity. And all that does is prolong it. It doesn't make you get over it faster. It just prolongs it. It's keeping you stuck in that same loop. You cannot think your way out of grief. You actually have to feel your way through it. So, how do you navigate grief in a healthy and empowering way? First, you need to give it space. So you need to let yourself cry. You need to let yourself scream if you need to, shake it out. You need to collapse if you need to. Your body needs to discharge that energy. If you keep swallowing it down, keeping your mouth shut, it gets stuck in your nervous system and shows up later as anxiety, as depression, or even physical illness, right? Or just a heaviness. You sink into a hole because it resurfaces after a while. Second, you need to ritualize it. So, humans across cultures have always used rituals to process grief, right? Whether it's funerals, ceremonies, creating altars, whatever feels right to you, you can create your own. Write letters to the person that you lost, burn them as a release, plant something in their honor, create a space in your home that acknowledges your grief in some way, shape, or form, right? You don't need to do everything I just mentioned. Do something that feels authentic to you because grief needs expression and expression to you needs to be authentic. You cannot keep suppressing it. Then, third, tell the truth about your pain. You cannot keep sugarcoating it. You cannot keep suppressing it and minimizing it. You need to speak it. You need to journal it. Share it with someone you trust. Go to your mentor and talk about it. Go to your friend and talk about it. Talk with a family member. Speak to yourself. When you name your grief honestly, that's when it loses its power over you and that grip that it has on you. It doesn't suffocate you anymore because you opened up that chakra. You released it, right? Then you need to remember that grief is love. So it is not just the absence of what you lost, it's more so the continuation of love in another form, right? So when you shift your perspective and see grief as evidence of how much you loved, it becomes less of a curse and more more so a sacred teacher, more so another lesson that you learned, right? Now, here's the part that I need to be more blunt and firm on. Don't let grief become your identity. Yes, honor your pain. Yes, we've all lost people. Yes, it was hard. Yes, give yourself compassion. But there's a fine line between moving through grief and living in grief. When grief becomes your entire personality, when you hold on to it as your reason to stay stuck, you're no longer honoring and embracing what you lost. You're dishonoring it in that moment. Because the truth in that moment is that the person you lost, or the version of yourself that you're grieving, or whatever it is that you're grieving, would never want you to stop living, right? And I know that this sounds harsh, but hear me out. Life doesn't pause for your grief. Life doesn't pause just because you lost something, just because you don't feel well, just because you feel sad right now. The world keeps moving. And you get to choose whether you stay buried in the past or whether you allow grief to carve you into someone wiser and deeper and more compassionate and let it transform you. Grief doesn't shrink you, it expands you if you let it. So, yes, feel it fully, let it move through your body, create rituals, express it, whatever feels authentic to you, but also remember that you are alive, that you're still here, that life goes on. And as long as you're alive, your responsibility is to keep living, not in spite of grief, but alongside it. So, grief in that case is not your enemy, it's just another initiation, another shift to another level. And when you move through it with honesty and with courage and with your goals still in mind, that's when it becomes your most powerful teacher.